Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ras Tien. Yeah, it feels good to be back, and I'm here to bring you another video. Yes, sir, that's right. And I hope you all are having a good, fresh start for the new year. Uh, and hopefully, you all didn't get too fat over the holidays. I know being in this pandemic, a lot of us are still in countries where there's lockdown and we're not allowed to go out except if it's for like shopping and whatnot. So while you're at home, I hope you're getting you some good exercise. I know I have. I've been getting thinner and thinner every day. But I got a special topic tonight. Now, for today's topic, what I want to talk about is being overly opinionated, right? I don't mind anyone having an opinion. You can speak your mind as long as you're doing it respectfully, okay? I know a lot of people, when we do things differently. So, and the way we do things, people may not really like the way we do them, right? It may not be done the way we think it should be done, right? So when we think that, we usually have something negative to say, right? Now, usually, so for example, let's just say, I'll give you an example. Let's just say, when it comes to cleaning, for example, there's an art to cleaning. Now, some people aren't very good when it comes to cleaning, right? So some people might, for example, they might miss some spots. They may not wipe down correctly. They may use too much of a certain substance, such as bleach or something, just to get something clean, right? Now, you may have someone come behind them after observing the way how they do things, right? And depending on that person might give criticism that could be either helpful or harmful. How could that be? It's simple. So you could have someone that could be giving harsh criticism, and that could be harmful because if you're yelling at someone and telling them that they did such a crappy job and how and just totally berating everything that they're doing, right? It can be harmful because it can make them seem like they can't do anything right. So criticism isn't bad as long as it's constructively criticized, which would actually be helping someone. So when you give constructive criticism, you mention the good things and then you mention the things that could be improved, right? Rather than making someone feel like an idiot for not doing things the way you think they should do it, don't you think it would be best if you kindly go and show them how to do it better? Because what I've noticed is that, it's so easy for people to criticize things, right? It's real easy. People can easily tell you what you didn't do right and how this is not the way how it should be. But if you ask them, okay, well, how could I do it better? all you hear is crickets. They get very quiet because they can't give you an answer. Or they'll just tell you, I don't know. So this is the thing. If you can't give a positive solution as to how to do something, then you're not qualified to criticize anyone. You're not qualified to criticize if you can't show someone how to do it better in a humble fashion, right? And I noticed that today when I was on Instagram. When I was on Instagram, I had noticed that one of the people who I'm subscribed to Black Sands Entertainment. Now, what is Black Sands Entertainment? It's pretty much the #1 Black indie publisher in the US, right? And what they do is they make comic books revolving around Black comic book characters, right? So they've made things such as the Cosmic Girls, which is a new one they just made, and they made one called the Seven Kingdoms, right? Now the Seven Kingdoms, that was the first one they made, and it was brilliant. It's basically about these 5 kids living in ancient Egypt, right? And they have supernatural abilities, right? And when I saw it, I said, this is really cool, because, we do need to see more Black fictional characters doing cool things, being in action-packed adventures, like how we see these fair-skinned characters, right? And not to mention, it's made by a Black man. So that makes me especially happy, because all these other Black characters, they're created by white people, right? Now, just to give you a brief summary on the creator, the people who are behind Black Sands, it's a man and his wife. The man's name is Manuel Godoy. He's the author, and his wife, Giselle Godoy, is the publisher, right? So he created, Kids to Kings and Sons of Nibiru, right? Has a degree in economics, right? And he made like 4 beautiful, unique titles in 2017, right? And he was also planning to release 8 more by the end of 2018. Now I don't know what the other ones are yet, but basically it's an interesting series, and you can watch the episodes on YouTube, right? So let me get into what I saw exactly when I went to his page. Now, when I went to his page, he was sharing an email that he had received from someone, right? He had received an email where they were giving some criticism on how he should market his product. Now, I tried to get the clip from Instagram, but I wasn't able to get the clip. So I have a picture of the message that he shared on Instagram. So right quick, I'm gonna just read it to you. And basically the message says, from an anonymous person, "I've speculated the Black Sands project, and I was amazed how you managed to build your own empire around your target audiences. However, I was wondering if you could kindly appeal to the Western world a bit and tone it down a bit, right? These days, we are fed up with toxic masculinity. So again, I ask you kindly to not sexualize all women. You have a great skill set of influencing the people of color, but I believe that focusing on your target audiences is not enough. I ask you kindly change your style and be open-minded about your project. We have LGBTQ, feminists, and other people of color that will like your works if you are open to it, right? So that's what the message says. Now, here's my problem with that. And why would you tell someone how to market their product? This man is an artist, right? And even he said himself, make your own books. Don't ever tell someone to fundamentally change their stuff so you can feel better, right? So, and I heavily agree with that. I heavily agree with that because I myself, I'm an artist. As an educator, I'm also an artist. And when I make lesson plans and when I teach my class, there's a certain way I teach. I have my own style. And everyone's not gonna like my style. I've ran into clients who said that they didn't like the way I teach, and that was okay. But I also wasn't afraid to let them know that this is the way how I do things, and you cannot compare me to the way someone else does it. And I'm not going to copy the way someone else does it just to make you happy. Because what someone else does may not work for me. Yes, I can try, but ultimately, it does not guarantee that things will work. And really, I don't have to try it. Because if you're not satisfied with the way I do things, you could always go and find another teacher. That's how I am as an artist. So I understand what this man is where this man is coming from, because I myself, I'm in the process of working on my own project. Just like this man, where I'm trying to create my own series. You understand? But yeah, so when you try to tell someone who's a teacher or a comic book artist or a painter or a musician, you know, on the way how they do things, if you're trying to tell them what you think they should do, that's an insult. It's an insult to our craft, because what you don't understand is that when we make our material, we don't make it specifically for one person. Everyone's not gonna like what you do. And that's what upset me when I saw this message that was sent to this brother. They said that he should try to appeal to the Western world a bit more and tone it down. So what does that mean exactly? You're saying that he should tone it down and that he should appeal more to the Western world. So what exactly are you saying? That he should include less Black characters and add more characters that are non-Black? I mean, that he shouldn't do anything that's considered too Afrocentric? Because that's exactly what I'm hearing. And one thing you have to understand too, when you have a target audience, that should be enough for you. Because another thing I didn't like was how they said, they said that his target audience that he's focusing on is not enough. And I would have to ask why. Because again, I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna go back to the way how people do things. People have their own style. So if you're a musician and you play heavy metal music, right? And heavy metal music is your forte, why the hell should you have to change the genre of music to appeal to a general audience? There's a certain type of people that love metal music. Just like there's a certain type of people who love reggae, or a certain type of people who love Latin music, a certain type of people who love hip hop, and a certain type who love R&B. You have some people who can listen to any music. But most people have certain genres that they gravitate towards more. And if you're a musician and you specialize in whatever genre of music, there's always going to be a target audience for you. And as long as people like you and you're good at what you do and you're making great sustainability from it, I really don't see a problem with it. You don't need everybody to listen to your music. And it's the same thing with this man. He doesn't need everybody to look at his book. He don't need everybody to subscribe to him. He doesn't need everybody's support because he already has a target audience. He already has people buying his stuff. So he wouldn't need LGBTQ or feminists or anyone else to like his work. Because if he was trying to appeal to you guys, he would have added those characters that are LGBTQ or feminist inside of his books. Right? And that's the problem I have, where you got people who want to criticize you on how you do things, right? They want to have an opinion about how you should do things, and the same thing they expect you to do, they themselves wouldn't even do. You got people who are so disappointed in you because of what they think you should do, but then they themselves never thought, okay, well, if I'm seeing that this is an issue, maybe I'm the one who's destined to do it. Maybe I should go do it. I mean, that makes sense to me. And so, another problem I have with the message, I'm analyzing it, and it says that these days we are fed up with toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. I'm so sick of that word. I swear to God. Now, what is wrong with a man embracing manliness? What is toxic about that? Because I've read this man's material before, and he's showing where boys are supposed to be acting like boys and where men are acting like men. But because you don't see boys and men walking around all super effeminized, you assume that's a problem, right? And these days, that's the problem that I have, is that a man naturally wanting to take his place as the way a man should, it's being overshadowed by so much femininity. Especially if you're a black man. And that's the problem that they have when they see this stuff. That's why they're telling him, whoever this person is, to try to appeal more to the Western world and tone it down a bit, stop the toxic masculinity. Because when you look in America, for example, especially if you're in the corporate world, they don't like a masculine man, especially if you're a black man. They don't like you to be masculine. They want you to be all effeminate. You know, and being a male that's effeminized doesn't mean that you're gay. It just means you have less testosterone. And I don't have anything against, LGBTQ, but one of the problems I have is where you have people like this who are trying to force their views down your throat by telling you that you need to get with their program. And that's what I dislike. Right? And another thing that they said, I kindly ask you to not sexualize all women. And again, I've read this man's material, and in nowhere did I see women being over-sexualized. Not to the least bit. I've watched a lot of anime, and when you look at today's anime, especially, you see more you see more sexualized women there. I've seen more sexualized women there than I have in this man's comics. Women with over-exaggerated, huge breasts that are made by perverted comic book artists. Just looking as raunchy as hell. So I don't buy that whole he's sexualizing women in his book, because I guarantee these same people, they're not telling that to any of those Japanese manga artists that are doing that shit. Excuse my language. But this is another surprising part. Another surprising part is that the same person who said that, if this is a woman, of course, if this is a woman, I wouldn't be surprised. But the same person who would say this would be against a man trying to tell a woman to dress modestly. And that man would be telling that woman to dress modestly so that she wouldn't sexualize herself. But if you tell a woman that, all of a sudden, you're oppressing them. All of a sudden, you're insecure. You're trying to control a woman and tell a woman what to do with her body. And then, so you have men that are trying to, you actually have men that are defending you and trying to tell you how to be modest and actually in agreement with it. You fight those men. You'll be the same women who will go around and compare what's being done in some African civilizations, where you got women who are walking around showing their whole torso and just wearing a skirt, right? And there are some parts where in some African tribes where men, they just walk around wearing a thong and having something that covers their penis. We've seen stuff like this before, right? We've seen, excuse me for one moment, I just gotta get my laptop charger. All right, family, I'm back. Hold on for a second. Coming back. But yeah, but yeah, okay, I'm back. I'm energized now. But yeah, you'll sit up there and use those things to justify over-sexualizing yourselves. These same people would sit up there and watch someone on Instagram show all kind of pictures of themselves half naked to damn near fully naked. Women wearing pants where it's all ripped up from front to back with their ass cheeks showing. And then we'll say, don't reduce me to my body. That's insane. It's like, imagine a stripper telling you, don't reduce me to my body, don't over-sexualize me, and she's dancing half naked in front of you. That would be very weird, right? It'd be very contradicting. But again, this same person has no problem with people who do those kind of things. You'd have no problem with it whatsoever. But then you want to speak about someone over-sexualizing? There are millions of girls on the internet that have their asses in the air twerking. You don't think that's, and they'll have little girls doing this stuff, like little girls that's like 8 and 6 years old, shaking their asses to twerk music in public. You don't think that's over-sexualizing women? And again, these are women doing this to their little girls. It ain't men doing it. These are women putting half-naked photos of themselves on the internet. It ain't men making them do it. You got women who are making money off of this shit, doing this shit on OnlyFans pages and all these Instagram models you got. So please, miss me with all that foolishness. And then this is another thing, you know, that I really didn't like about the message. They asked him kindly, I ask you kindly to change your style and be open-minded about your project. We have LGBTQ, feminists, and other people of color that would like your works if you are open to it. Now, again, you're asking me to change my style, right? Would you ask Rebecca Sugar, who made Steven Universe, to change her style and stop encouraging LGBTQ within her works? No, you would not. So why would you ask this man to change his style? If you don't like what he does, you could always read something else, or you could go and do what he's doing and put the things that you feel are missing into your own project. Because this man doesn't need LGBTQ or feminists and all those other people of color who sympathize with you to like his work. He's not asking you. So how can you say this man's audience, his target audience is not enough? Who are you to determine that? If this man was really worried about it, he would have it more open for a general audience. I mean, hell, you wouldn't tell Masashi Kishimoto he needs to put more black people or more LGBTQ people in his Naruto and Boruto series. So why are you messing with this man? And that's the problem that I have. You got people who are just too opinionated. Instead of you sitting up there talking about what I don't have enough of and what I should have done, you show me how to do it better. That's what you do. But don't tell me or anyone else to change their style to make you feel comfortable. We have a saying. We have a saying back home in America. What you see is what you get. Nothing more, nothing less. So it's either you take it or leave it. Either way is fine. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say though, everybody. You know, it's all right to have an opinion, you know, but at the same time, don't be so opinionated to where you want someone to change things to make you happy, okay? Because think about it this way. If you're a YouTuber and you got like 30,000 subscribers, then I don't think that, you know, I don't think that anybody should have the right to come and tell you how you should change what you're talking about for it to be suitable for other people. Because guess what? Me changing my stuff for other people that I don't even know, who don't even like what I say, is pointless. If I got 30,000 people and there's 1,000 people that don't like what I talk about, then those 1,000 don't matter to me. The opinion of the 30,000 is what matters to me, because that shows that they love my material. So there's no need to switch up. You could do what I'm doing. But yeah, that's it, everyone. Anyway, make sure y'all click that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and leave your comments below. And please remember to go to blacksands.com. I'm gonna post the I'm gonna post the link in the description, blacksandsentertainment.com, and go support this brother. Buy this brother's books, okay? Because there's one more other thing I wanted to talk about before I leave. Now, again, because I couldn't download the clip, there was an image that he showed in the clip that I really didn't like. It really frustrated me. And I gotta say, it's really disgraceful that you have somebody that's supposed to be a person of color, if this is even really a person of color. Because for all we know, this could be a white person. But this so-called person of color, if we can say that, when they had criticized this man about how he should try to appeal more to the Western world, there was an image that was shown, and I believe this might be from them. I don't know if this was. I think this was from them. I don't. It basically showed a picture of. It said Pharaoh Sands, where it showed like a diverse cast, right? Like people who were like of lighter skin tones, like there was only one, it looked like there was only one black person up in there, but everyone else was like of a lighter skin tone. And there was somebody that, I don't know, kind of looked like a machine or something like that. And I gotta say, it's very disgraceful to be a person of color trying to knock down another brother that's putting the image of our people in a positive light, where he's talking about history, where he's totally original, and the brother is he's putting out characters that we can culturally relate to. And again, It's from a Black-owned business. It's from a Black-owned creator. Black people cry all the time about how we need to see more of our people in a positive image. Okay, we have it. And then you got other Black people that are trying to knock you for doing what they asking you for. And that's just sad. You know what I'm saying? But whatever you do, don't be like these people here. Go and support my man, Mr. Godoy. And I'll see you guys next weekend. Love, peace, and coconut grease. Don't forget to click that like button, share, comment, and subscribe. See ya.